Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. It's time to talk about horses. So we've had four scratches. Wyatt, that's the most scratches from the body of the Kentucky Derby since, let me pull it up, 1936.
Yeah, not gonna lie, was not expecting this. If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have said let's postpone our Kentucky Derby episode a little bit. If
Yeah.
I don't know what's the percentage of that. 20% of the field's gonna be at. But yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, I guess we just got to figure out what's next because thankfully none of these horses were big boys, but there are a couple
Yeah.
competitors in there. So in my 50-1, we'll talk about it in a second. Continuar is not going to be racing tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, crazy. I was not expecting this. Um, I know you have more information of why they were scratched, but I'm assuming they do physicals, weigh-ins, stuff like that before,
Mhm.
kind of like a boxing match or whatever. But yeah, something I guess they just weren't passing or problems with trainers, jockeys, horses. I don't know, but crazy stat. So we got to figure something out.
Continuar was one of the heroes and the bright spots from that show the other day. Him and Tappet Trice, man, they really got the love from us, and it was sad to see him go out. Um, Skinner, he's out from with due to a fever. Practical Move, he is out from fever as well. That one I think is the most disappointing of the four horses that got cut. He had that 10 spot and actually seemed like he had a chance. So that's a big loss for the Kentucky Derby. And with two of the horses being out for a fever, I did want to give a quick warning. If you're a horse at the Kentucky Derby, make sure to wear your mask. This fever's going around. You don't want to catch the horse vid. Lord Miles, he got cut due to his trainer having two horses die on the track after a race.
Really, that's why
Yes. Yes.
his horses died.
His horses are dying.
So why didn't they do? Why did they wait till yesterday to say, "Oh yeah, this trainer"?
I
They
think
knew who
these
the trainer was weeks ahead of the time.
I know. I don't know what happened, or I think that these horses actually passed away here pretty recently.
So I'm assuming that means he's working them harder than they
Yeah.
should go.
Yeah.
Just
And
probably a rougher trainer or rougher jockey would be. I mean, but I don't know. It's tough. It's a
mhm.
it's a 2-minute race.
It
Like
is. It
you
is.
got to smack them around a little bit.
The Kentucky Derby, they don't want any horses dying on the track. They're going to get a lot of heat for that. And then last but not least, Continuar. He was cut because his trainer didn't think he was at peak fitness. He didn't think he'd be able to compete. The
Really,
Japanese piss missile. He had no faith. That's a
I got to
letdown.
get on phone with this jockey because I had all the faith in the world in this horse, and he just thinks he can cut him because he's making the executive decision. BS. Oh, no one had faith in this guy, and I did. So I say let the Cinderella ride.
They added three horses. They added Cyclone Mischief, Mandarin Hero, and King Russell. These are all horses who they did not qualify initially. They had enough points, but they were beat out. So these are the last three that were able to compete. That's why we're down a horse this year. It's a disappointment, Wyatt, but what do you think about these guys? Do any of them have a chance, or are they all long shots?
Yeah. So first of all, there's a reason they weren't in the race. My one question is, and I'll get into the other two really long shots, but Mandarin Hero is another Japanese horse, and
Mhm.
this horse is 28-1. So yes, it's a long shot, but compared to some of these other horses in the field, um, it's much better odds. So that makes me think that it did qualify, but didn't have enough points, which means that it probably didn't race in as many races as these other horses did. It actually has a pretty good track record. It actually has a second power rating out of all the horses in total speed. So
Nice.
very sleeper here coming in at Mandarin Hero. It's won its first three races. However, its last two races, um, it came in second in both of those. So I mean, it sounds like it's a great horse, and I don't
Yeah.
know why it wasn't in the original 20. So I guess I got to do more research than my 15 minutes before this to figure out why it wasn't in it. But no, I kind of like this as a sneaky little pick here. I was on that one Japanese Continuar horse. I might have to jump ship into Mandarin Hero. But yeah, that one was interesting to me. I don't know if you have anything on him. At all. But the other
Mm-mm.
two are definite long shots. They are now the highest favorites, or sorry, highest odds to win it. We have Cyclone Mischief, who's 44-1, 43-1, depending on the site. And then we have King Russell, who is also 43 to 1. Um, so Cyclone Mischief, again, I'm a big fan of trends and reoccurring things. So I was a big fan of Rich Strike last year, the 80 to 1 horse. He was actually the 21st horse in the race, but due to something similar to today, he got in through a horse getting scratched and ended up winning it all. So Cyclone Mischief is the 21st horse, same position as Rich Strike was. Very similar track record to Rich Strike. It has 2 wins on the season. I think Rich Strike had 3 when he won. But yeah, very similar position. First horse, off the scratch. So I think he has some sleeper potential. That's kind of all I got from him. Didn't get a whole lot. And then King Russell, he came second to Angel of Empire back in I think it was the Florida, some Florida track maybe. I don't know. But I did say that, or one of the big notes is a really big ask for this horse to compete in this race. So this makes me just think that it's by far the long shot. Yes, it did come second to Angel of Empire. He's a really good horse, but that makes me think that the rest of the field probably wasn't that good. So yeah, my biggest out of these 3 play-ins, I'm going to call them, is Mandarin Hero. I think it's a dangerous spot. There's also a reason, again, that he didn't get in. So I don't know what exactly that was, but his track record, second in power ranking and total speed, won his first 3 races, came in second in his last 2. Like, this kind of has sleeper potential at 28 to 1. I kind of like the odds on that. But yeah, other 2 horses I probably won't be taking. Maybe a little bit on Cyclone Mischief just because I'm superstitious, but yeah, not a whole lot there on King Russell.
No. I'll probably be staying away from all these 3 horses. I know that we really liked the main 3, Forte, Angel of Empire, and Tappet Trice, man. My boy. Guys, we're keeping this just a quick recap just because there were so much changes. Why, do you have anything else to end the show?
Yeah, there's a couple changes in the odds of horses. Nothing extremely major. However, there are a couple things I want to point out. Forte has moved up a little bit in favorites, or worse in favorites, but he's still the favorite. He's at 7 to 2, which is plus 350 as opposed to his original 300. Okay. Angel of Empire and Tappet Trice are now 6 to 1, so they're up a plus. They were plus 500, now they're plus 600. The biggest movement I really want to talk about, and it was that sleeper, that 50 to 1 originally back on Wednesday when we recorded our first show, that reincarnate with the really experienced jockey, that jockey that won 3 times. Mm-hmm. Kind of a Hall of Fame jockey, and this horse was a 50 to 1. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. He's down to 15 and 1 now. Ooh. So he dropped from 50 to 1 to 15 and 1, which makes me think a lot of people were throwing money on him just because I think it's because of the jockey. So that was a really big move there. A couple others that really suffered. Rocket Can was 15 to 1. Now he's one of the worst odds at 37 to 1. Similarly, Raisin Cane was 15 to 1. He is now 38 to 1. So those 2, something happened there. Sun Thunder was 20 to 1, now moving up to 37 and 1. So big drops there. And then the hit show at that one post, I think a lot of people know he's not going to get out of that post. No. I believe I don't know his original, what I have down, but he's now 35 to 1. I think originally he was 20 to 1. So I think a lot of people are catching on that he's going to get shut out. But not a whole lot of change. I guess I just really wanted to emphasize that Reincarnate was the horse to bet, and now is not the horse to bet. Don't take him at 15 to 1. At 50 to 1, he was the guy, but at 15 to 1, it's not worth it because he's not a good horse. I think his jockey is he's the Michael Jordan of jockeys. Yeah. So just wanted to mention that quick little odd change. It probably will change a little bit before tomorrow's kickoff, what do you want to call it? But those are just important things. But yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. And I did find the page on FanDuel to find it. So I'm excited that I'll be able to place some bets. Yeah. Good. It's like a whole different page. They have like the sports book, the fantasy page, and then they have a whole nother, it's almost an app. It's like the racing page. It's not an app, but a whole different tab at the top. So okay, I found that excited. I can place bets, not through Bovada. So big day tomorrow. I'll probably be, what's the drink called?
Mint julep.
Probably try to find out how to make myself a poor man's mint julep and enjoy some horses.
Well, man, take it easy on the margarita so you can enjoy some of the mint juleps tomorrow. Have a happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Win some money on the Kentucky Derby. Thank you guys for hopping on.
See you guys.